Hey, fourth grade. Gonna talk about customary measurements of capacity today. So please make this the title of your next free page in your math notebook. After you've done that, close it up. Give me lots of concentration. I promise we'll get back to everything I show you before on We Do, and you'll have a chance to write it down. So first let's do this. Let's kind of swing back. We've talked about metric measurements of capacity already. And just to remind you what those were, the base unit in metric capacity was the liter, if you remember that. So liter, often you know what 2 liters look like. Those are like the common, fairly big size of like buying soda at the grocery store. And so half of that is a liter. We talked occasionally, you'll hear kiloliter used, not very often. That's a lot of water. It's 1,000 liters. And very frequently you'll see milliliters used for a really small amount of water or fluid like in science sometimes. So I want to show you today the ones that are most commonly used in the customary system. I'm going to show you what they are first, just so you have an idea of how large they are. So in the customary system, the largest unit of capacity, remember capacity means like how much water or liquid or fluid or something holds, is a gallon. Let me back up so you can see. So gallon, you're probably familiar from milk. Milk is often bought in 1-gallon containers, like a jug with a handle. But just to give you some idea, it's a pretty big amount of water. Would fit in there, bigger than my head, let's say, and I got a big head. So, fair amount of water. That's a gallon. That's the largest. Let me write that down. Gallon. Sorry, my device turned off. Gallon. And then 4. The next unit is a gallon split into 4 and is called a quart. Which is easy because 4, right? Quarter is like 1/4 of a dollar. Quarter means 1/4. So 4 quarts make a gallon. So that conversion is easy to remember. Though I actually have. So this is the gallon, and this is a quart. So 4 of these. It's hard to tell how much bigger it is, but 4. I could empty this into this one 4 times. 4 quarts make 1 gallon. So that is a quart. Then the next one we take is to divide that in half, and that makes what is called a pint. Looks like the word pint. It is actually pint. Pint. So a pint is half of a quart. So this is a quart, and this is a pint. I could fill this up, pour it in, fill this up, pour it in, and then this would be full. 2 of these pints make 1 of these quarts. And then I'll just write it down at the end. And the last one you divide in half again is called a cup, which is weird because a cup can be different sizes. I can have a big cup, I can have a small cup. A cup is actually also a unit of measurement in the customary system. This is a cup. So 2 of these would make a pint. 2 cups make 1 pint. Fill, pour. So 2 cups make a pint. So let me write this down as well. So the math is easy. You're only ever having to multiply by 2 or by 4, really. So that's really nice. I also have a way for you to remember this. For a lot of the customary stuff, it's really hard to remember. But I've got a story that you can remember. It seems to be easy for people to remember. That reminds you what the different ones are. So I call it the King Gallon story. So let me tell you how it goes. So King Gallon ruled over a great and large kingdom. I'm going to make it a G for Gallon Land or Gallon Kingdom. I need a better G. So King Gallon ruled over a great kingdom called Gallon Land. And Gallon Land was so big, so G is for gallon, by the way. 1 gallon. And the kingdom was so large that he decided to divide it into 4 parts. And to oversee each part, he assigned a queen. So Gallon Kingdom, I gotta draw them really big, because I gotta stuff in them. So Gallon Land had 4 queens that each ruled over part of that great kingdom. 4 queens, because Q is for quart. There are 4 quarts in 1 gallon. And each queen, it just so happened, had 2 princesses. Princesses are, or it can be princes. I guess it doesn't really matter. I don't know why I've always told the story with princesses. As I see now, could be a prince. Or both, maybe one of each. So each queen has 2 prince and princesses. And that's because P is for pint. So you can see 2 pints make a quart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pints make a gallon. And each prince or princess, to keep them company, their queens got them 2 cats. Cat. A lot of cats, sorry, in this kingdom. And that is because C is for cup. So you can see how in this diagram, in this story, how all the measurements work together, right? 2 cups make a pint, 2 pints make a quart, 4 quarts make a gallon. And this story and this picture all make this stuff very easy to remember. All right, let's start with an I do conversion problem here. So the Artis Cafeteria sells 19 gallons of milk each day with lunch. Whew, it's a lot of milk. The milk comes in 1/2 pint containers. Actually, I don't even call it that. That's the same as a cup. 2 cups make a pint. So I'm just going to call it 1 cup containers, even though they say 1/2 pint on them. That's weird. How many containers of milk do they sell each day? So there you go. So they have 19 gallons of milk. If I don't want to draw my diagram, remember I like to go largest to smallest in these. So there's gallons. There are quarts. There are pints. And there are cups. And we want to go from 19 gallons, and we want to see how many cups that is. So a lot of times on these I don't give you the measurements because it's the conversions, because it's kind of easy, I feel, to do them with the gallon story. So remember, each Gallon Land has 4 queens, so there are 4 quarts in a gallon. So 19, I gotta do that better. 19 times 4 is 40, and 36 is 76 quarts of milk are sold each day. Remember, each queen had 2 prince and princesses, so times 2. 76 times 2 is 140, and 12 is 152. 152 pints of milk are sold each day. And remember, each prince and princess had 2 cats. So multiply pints times 2 to get cups. And we have, big one, 152 times 2 is 200, 104. So if all those 19 gallons come in 1 cup containers, looks like the number of containers they sell every day is 304. Which seems about right. That's about half the school buying milk. That's probably about right. All right, open up your math notebook and let's do a few things together. So the first thing I need you to do here is know what your customary measurements of capacity are. They are the gallon, the quart, the pint. Make sure you know how to say that. Everybody says pint when they first learn that word. It's pint. And cup. Those are the main measurements of capacity. So go ahead and pause now and write those down. And to help you remember those, I want you to have the king gallon diagram as well. So I'm going to put that up from here so that you remember. Go ahead and pause now and copy this down as well so that you remember. This is really helpful, I find, in remembering how these work. Tell yourself the story. King Gallon appointed 4 queens. Each queen had 2 prince and princesses, and each prince and princess had 2 cats. Okay. And last but not least, let's do a problem together. So a painter can buy 5 gallons of paint or 35 pints of paint for the same price. Which option is the better deal? Well, awfully hard to compare because we have different units. And when you have different units, it is hard to know which one's the better deal. So 5 gallons and 35 pints are the same. Hard to know. So what I want to do is I want to see how many pints 5 gallons is. So that's what I'm going to do. Because if I knew how many pints that was, I could see, is this more pints or is this more pints? And then I would know. So my measurements, King Gallon had appointed 4 queens, quarts. Each queen had 2 prince and princesses, pints. And that should be all I need. I don't need cups. You can put it if you want. Each prince and princess had 2 cats, cups, but I won't be using that because I just need to know pints. So I'm starting with 5 gallons of paint. Each gallon is 4 quarts. So 5 times 4 means that is 20 quarts. And each quart is 2 pints. So 20 times 2 is 40 pints. So now I know 5 gallons is equal to 40 pints. Or you can buy 35 pints for the same price. Obviously, you would want to choose this. Say something like 5 gallons is 40 pints, comma, which is the better deal. And there you go. That is how you measure and convert units of capacity in our customary system that we use. Hope this made a lot of sense to you. If it did not, I know especially in the video I had to go quickly because I was short on time. So if you need to go back and copy any of that stuff down more carefully so that you remember those things, please do it. And also if these problems, since it was the very first time you saw them, if they were pretty tough too, go ahead and pause, or go back rather, and watch again. Sometimes just seeing them a second time, they'll make a lot more sense. Other than that, when you are all done and you feel like you have a good handle on this, I'll see you to finish this up tomorrow.